Says this quote says, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." Right? Be the change that you want to see in the world. And my guess is you've probably heard this quote before. It was submitted by Sonia Merritt. Sonia Merritt is a member of she's a member of our hashtag Rise and Grind community. And we have a planner, a daily planner. And right here in this daily planner, there's a quote at the top of every page. That quote is submitted by members of the community. It's not their quote. You feel me? It's not their quote. It's a quote that they submitted. It's their favorite quote. And so Sonia Merritt submitted this one. It says, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And so when I read that this morning, I'm like, okay, I've heard this, right? I've heard this quote many times. And my guess is a lot of you have heard this. You've heard this quote many times. But my question is, have you actually, processed the quote? Actually thought about it. What does it mean? What is it trying to say? How do you do that? How do you be the change that you want to see in the world? So first, in order to do that, right? In order to do that, you have to ask yourself the question, well, what is the change that I want to see in the world, right? In order for you to be the change that you want to see in the world, you got to know what the change is that you want to see in the world. So I thought about that this morning. I was like, what is the change that I want to see in the world? Well, I started thinking, I was like, well, I want less negativity in the world would be great, right? And then I thought, well, less division and less hate in the world would be great, right? And then it hit me. My training hit me. I was like, hold up. Back up. We don't think from a place of lack. Just saying the words less negativity is negative. Do you understand that? You picking that up, right? The word less is a deficit. So less negativity would be like negative negativity. It's amazing how powerful these words are that we use and the implications. We think we're doing one thing, right? TM. Is that a hot mic on TM? Okay.
Got him. Got it.
I wasn't sure if he was trying to talk to me or not because I could see it, but I couldn't hear. Okay, thanks. Right. So less in itself is a negative word. So I thought, okay, wait. Less negativity. That even just that thought process is actually adding negativity into the world. So we got to shift our language, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. Okay, so what change do I want to see in the world? Well, I would like to see more positivity in the world. I think more positivity in the world would be an amazing thing, right? The energy of positivity, right? People dancing, smiling, laughing, having fun. I'd love to see more positivity in the world. I'd also love to see more inclusivity in the world, right? More inclusivity in the world would be amazing. I think everybody should get a seat at the table. I think everybody should have a voice. And listen, it doesn't matter to me. Your politics don't matter to me. I find it fascinating. Your belief systems, awesome. That they're different than mine. Cool. I find it fascinating, right? Like I am not interested in living life in a silo. I'm just not. Right? So more inclusivity, like more voices, more thoughts, more theories, more belief systems, more just more people at the table, right? Give everybody a voice, give everybody a share, and let's all sit in a room and disagree respectfully, politely, kindly. I feel like there's so much learning that can be done in environments like that, right? So I know I want to see more positivity in the world, and I know I want to see more inclusivity in the world, and more people seeking to understand. Matthew McConaughey talks about this in his book. He's over in Africa and he's sitting at a table and a woman walks in and the two tribal chiefs are going back and forth and talking about how she's a prostitute. She sells her body for money. And the one guy's saying, that's wrong. She shouldn't do that. And the other guy's saying, look, she's got like kids that she has to support, and this is how she supports them. And so they're going back and forth discussing it. And Matthew McConaughey jumps in and he says, I agree. I agree with this guy. He points to the one chief. He says, I agree with this guy. She shouldn't be doing that. She should not be selling her body. She should not be selling sex, right? And both the chiefs look at him, and both the chiefs are like, they like get mad and start yelling at him. And he doesn't know or understand exactly what's going on. But they're like, look, it's not about agree or disagree. It's do you understand? Right? The conversation is about trying to understand where these people are coming from. The conversation is about trying to understand what the woman is dealing with in the environment that she's in. It's not about agreeing with what she's doing or even disagreeing with what she's doing. It's just about seeking to understand. And see, to me, that stems from curiosity, an insatiable curiosity. So I believe the world would be a better place if people were more positive, more inclusive, and more curious, with an intention of understanding, not being right and not being wrong, but to understand. And so now that once you have some clarity, right? Once you have some clarity, it's like, be the change you want to be in the world. It's like, okay, so I need to be more positive. I need to be more inclusive. And I need to be even more curious, right? Positive, inclusive, and curious. More of that. If Glenn can be more of that, then I would be the change that I want to see in the world. And the same would be true for you. So don't just read the quote. Don't just glance over the quote. That's not the point of the quote. If you've got a Morning 5 planner, dive in, absorb it, figure it out, right? How does it apply to you? And how can it make an impact in your life? That's what I'm talking about. And that's a great way for us to start today here on #Rise and Grind.
Good morning and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume because it's time to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Now, dude, you probably noticed if you've watched my show before, I'm like a little bit toned down today. Just a little bit toned down. And the reason I'm a little bit toned down today is, golly, man, why is that light doing that? There you go. Come on, camera. The reason I am a little bit toned down today is I am in White Sulphur Springs, Virginia, West Virginia, White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Me and the team, we jumped on the jet yesterday. We flew in, which was awesome, by the way. Quick little flight, beautiful, absolutely beautiful outside. And so we flew in to White Sulphur Springs, and we are here for the VADA event, which is the Virginia Automobile Dealer Association annual event. All right, they have a big one, and there's actually some other dealers or some other what would you call them, associations that are here as well. So it's Virginia Automobile Dealer Association. It's also the West Virginia Automobile Dealer Association. It's also the Kentucky Automobile Dealer Association, I think, and one other one. I'm not sure what the other one is. Liza's on here; she probably knows. But for the first time ever, they're doing them all together. Like these normally are separate events, right? Separate events held by each association, but this time they're doing them all together. So you got 4 different associations that are all here together in one place at one time. It is a historic moment, and we are all at the Greenbrier, the Greenbrier Hotel Resort, I guess you would call it, here in White Sulphur Springs. So super cool. And I heard just a minute ago, so I'm in this big suite, which is nice. My room is on the other side of that door, which is nice. But I heard just before I started, I heard a cough, like right over here, dude. I heard somebody coughing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I can hear that guy coughing through the wall, this place is historic, bro. This place has been here like 200 years. So my guess is there ain't a whole lot of insulation between these walls, and I don't know how smart it is to just be loud and wild at 5:45 a.m. here at the Greenbrier. So a little bit softer. Also, my throat was a little under the weather yesterday, recovering today, so a little sensitive in those areas as well. All right, so I just appreciate your grace and understanding on that. Now, with that said, here at the VADA event, super excited to learn, super excited to collaborate, super excited to network, do all of those things here on, did I already say what day it is? Today is Tuesday. That's right, today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. And what's crazy, Glenn, grab your mask. Yeah, right. What's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. And I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. So listen, we are here. However, we just came off of our event last week in Lexington, Kentucky. That was the Stories Matter Summit, right? The Stories Matters Summit. And at the Stories Matter Summit, we had 12 speakers. We had 3 incredible days. It was amazing. We had a derby party. Look at these cute little ones right here. Miss Addie and Oakland and Fisher. They were so sweet. We had a derby party that was fun. We invited everybody out to my house, and so everybody got to come out and celebrate together. It was a great way to kick off the event. There's my son right there. We led off with prayer to start off the event, which was amazing. But it was incredible, right? Bunch of networking. Everybody got to know my kids, got to know my wife, so on and so forth. So we started off with the derby, and then we went on a hike the next day. We went on a sunrise hike. We picked up at the hotel at 5:15 a.m. There was about a dozen of us that went on a sunrise hike. If you haven't experienced sunrise hikes, dude, I'm telling you, there's nothing better. It's just incredible. There's something about the sunrise that is beautiful. Being out in nature is absolutely phenomenal. So we had a sunrise hike. We also rented out a skating rink. We rented out an entire skating rink where we had skating and we had a 90s party. We also had laser tag and miniature golf and live music and all of those things. Saturday night, which was absolutely incredible. And then, of course, in between, there was a lot of learning, right? Like lots and lots of learning. Learning from all the different speakers, learning from each other, learning through our conversations and our collaborations, It really, really, really was an amazing experience. I know it was my event, but it was an amazing experience. And yesterday, I broke down some of that, right? Yesterday, I broke down, for those of you that had a chance to watch the show, I broke down a couple of the speakers. One of our speakers was Heather Parody, who taught us how to really the science of being creative, right? And then there was Dave Meltzer that talked to us about frequencies and abundance and breaking through to that next level. We also talked yesterday about Kyler and Colton, the 22 and 24-year-old CEOs of a $30 million company that in just a few short years, by holding on to their core values, but ultimately changing some of their systems and processes, were able to take a small company in a tiny little town to become a absolute dominant force that is just crushing it in their market. It was unbelievable. Their story is incredible. So we broke down all of that yesterday, right? We broke down those yesterday, and we're going to break down some more stories this week. Wow. Where did that come from? Oh, okay. Sorry. All of a sudden, really loud. I guess it's an old AC unit. So we are going to break down more of those stories. Their last name is Kropf. Kropf. Kropf is their last name. So we're going to break down some more of that particular event this week, the Stories Matters Summit. I will admit that today the internet here is a little bit slow, to say the least. It's a little bit slow here at this particular hotel, and so I wasn't able to download the full talks like I was yesterday. I will do some of that throughout the day today because they take about half hour each to download each one. So I'll download them throughout the day today so that tomorrow we'll have more directs. But the good news is I do have a couple clips from YouTube that will be beneficial. And then we can just dive into it and talk around about some of the theories, if that's cool. So before we get into all that, though, you know what we got to do on this show. You know what we got to do. You know we got to do some dancing. It's like a little different energy this morning, right? Yes, some scary, creaky sounds. It's a little bit different energy this morning because I'm trying to be polite. A lot of times I'm like, I don't even care about being polite. I'm just like, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? But today I feel like being, right now, right now, I feel like being polite. Hey, for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right, I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up and I'll say what's up back. Is that fair? Cool. Good morning, good morning. I see Pastor Jeff Moffitt is in the building. Good morning, Pastor Jeff. I see Vicki Wilbanks Smith. I'm so glad you're here today. Bella Rigby's doing some dancing this morning. Sonia Mayer, we were just talking about your quote in the planner. Thank you for submitting your quote. I appreciate that so much. Russell Hill, you guys have no idea, man. We collect the quotes a year before they go in the planner, and they impact my life. Every quote, every day impacts my life in a very, very, very powerful way. So thank you for that. Ricardo Govindansami, thanks for joining us. Mike Strong, what's up, brother? Tom Popelka's in the building. Tony Thorstad's up in here. Vicki Everett's up in here as well. Jeff Baker, I'm glad you're here. Sol Salcido in the building. Vicki Everett, Leisha Moore. I see Natasha Smith is in the building as well. My guy Rick Tamburino's up in here. Nicole Settles, I'm glad you're here. Cheryl Brody, thanks for being here. Young Johnson, Natasha Smith, Rodney Rock Hatfield is in the building as well. And let me take a look over here on Clubhouse. All kinds of folks joining us on Clubhouse today. A day is in the building. It's great to see you. Marilyn Wilkin, my guy TM kicked us off. What's up, Rocky? It's great to see you up in here this morning. I see Monica and Dora Maria. I see Christina Howard. I see Dr. Tanji and Felicia and Dr. Jeannie and Renee are here this morning. Natasha, Fiona, and Jackie and Melvin and Nicole and Annette and Don Sankey. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Regina's up in here. Maria's up in here. Good morning, good morning. Mary Kim is in the building. Jackie and Ian, Andy and Miranda and Ramona and Dina and Andrew and Victoria and Nathaniel and William and Peter and James and Erica and Miss Christina, Crystal and Allison. Dr. Emerald, great to see you this morning. What's up, Russell and Daniel and Mike and Eric and Babs and Thomas and Lena and Janelle and Dillian and Yale and Dodge and Shirley and Jennifer and James and Catherine and Christine. Oh my gosh. All kinds of folks, dude. Milt Whiteside is up in here. Everybody's here. Thanks. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. I love being with you guys on a virtual note. What's up, Colo? I love being with you guys on a virtual note. If you would like, you can join me physically June 26th. 6 days from today, we are going to have our AI Matters workshop. AI Matters workshop. That's Artificial Intelligence Matters workshop, where we're breaking down 13 AI tools that you can apply in your life and your business. If you'd like to join us for that, go to glenlundy.com/AI. It's glenlundy.com/AI. It's a free workshop. It's about 2 hours long. You're welcome to come join me Monday, June 26th. It'll be at my offices in Lexington, Kentucky. So I would love for you to join me if you would like. glenlundy.com/AI. 13 tools you can apply in your life and in your business. Fair. On that note, let's continue this Stories Matters week and the takeaways from the Stories Matter Summit.
You're going to feel renewed.
You know what? I'm going to make that relationship work.
I don't care if you're 2 years old. I don't care if you're 120 years old. Every single person in the entire world wants the exact same thing. We all want greatness. You want to leave planet Earth in a spaceship? He looks at me and goes, how you doing? What kind of a world do I want to create? What am I living for? It'll remind us of how glorious it is to be alive.
You think you can become a different person in a day? Real change is small steps.
Because if you walk around with that every day, it's going to be too tough to bear. And how do you get a life of meaning? There's only one way. Take responsibility for the world. Right now, this moment, it's for you. You're gonna feel like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption with his hands up like that. You wanna be successful at life? It's not a good thing to have resilience. You better have resilience.
Get busy learning. It means get busy growing.
Every single person in the entire world wants greatness.
So I met Saul Blinkoff actually on Clubhouse. Breakfast with Champions. Saul was coming into our room and started following him on social media, and the dude's amazing, man. He's a 30-year Disney animator. He decided at a very young age that this is what he wanted to do, and so he worked for Disney. He worked on The Emperor's New Groove. He worked on all kinds of movies, right? Frozen and all kinds of other movies. He was an animator on those, and it was an honor to have him at our event last week. Saul Blinkoff came in and just he just ran the show, man. He just ran the show Thursday morning. He started at 9 a.m., went till about 11 a.m., and it was absolutely phenomenal, man. He shared his story of resilience, the things that he had to go through, discovering his journey, his path. He broke down for us, man, every single second, right? Every second on screen of an animation takes 28 drawings for 1 second per character. So if there's 2 characters in the shot, then it's 28 times 2, so 56 drawings. If there's 4 characters in the shot, it's 112 drawings per second. So he said each film is a compilation of millions and millions and millions of drawings, which was amazing, right? And so he shared his story and how he kind of broke into the set and the opportunity, how he followed Steven Spielberg. Throughout his whole talk, he used all these different movies and music and so on and so forth to really capture the essence of the entire experience, right? It was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it was just absolutely phenomenal. And he kept tying it into how we all have this desire for greatness, this hero's journey, which we've studied on this show before, the hero's journey. This hero's journey where we want to go from where we are to somewhere new. And we typically go on this journey, and along the way, we find ourselves and we find our way back, but now we're new and we're revitalized, right? And so he shares all these different steps and all this amazing stuff. And then after a 45-minute keynote, that's phenomenal, right? After that, then Saul Blinkoff gives us all 4 pieces of paper and a number 2 pencil, sharpened to its finest point. And he says to everybody, he says, I want you to take your first sheet of paper, and I want you to take your number 2 pencil, and I want you to draw Mickey Mouse from memory. Just draw Mickey Mouse from memory. And so we all do. We all draw something that somewhat kind of potentially might, from the right angles, look like some sort of mouse. I don't know if it looks like Mickey Mouse. But we all draw something, and he says, okay, now hold it up. So everybody holds it up, right? We all hold it up. And then he says, okay, great. And he gives us this whole story, and he starts to tell us how at Disney school, once you become a Disney animator, then they teach you step by step how to draw each of the characters. The reason being is everybody's got different art styles, right? But they need the characters to look and feel exactly the same no matter who draws the character, right? So if I draw Mickey Mouse, you draw Mickey Mouse, someone else draws Mickey Mouse needs to look the same. And so he has us go to our next sheet of paper. He says, take your number 2 pencil. And he says, now watch me. And he says, watch. And he goes up on the board and he starts to draw a circle. And he says, look, don't draw a circle with your wrist. Don't draw a circle with your hand. He said, when you draw a circle, you use your whole arm. Like you want to draw a circle from your shoulder. When you draw a circle from your shoulder, it's more consistent. And he said, don't just draw one line to try to make a circle. He's like, you want to go, he goes, and you even want to make a noise. You want to go like, shh, 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 shh. And he does it, right? He goes, shh, 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 shh. And he goes, now you do it. Do it on your paper. I want you to draw a circle. And we go, shoo, 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 shh. Shoo, 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 shh. Shoo, 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 shh. right? The whole room's drawing circles. Shoo, 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 shoo. And he's like, okay, do some big circles, do some little circles, like keep going. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Right? And he takes the time to teach us to draw circles. And then he continues to go from there. And as he goes from there, step by step, he teaches us the right way to shade, not filling in every little dot, but just going real smooth motion. He teaches us how to shade, teaches us how to draw circles. And then in 30 minutes, he literally teaches everybody in the room how to draw Mickey Mouse. And in the end, every one of us, everybody in the room, has something on their paper that looks very much like Mickey Mouse. He teaches us how to draw the circles for the eyes, how to draw the lines that make up the mouth, how to draw the hills that make up the tongue, how to draw the circles that make up the ears, what areas to shade. He literally teaches us step by step. And what's amazing is everyone in the room that could not draw Mickey Mouse before, now all of a sudden can. And does it really well. And so at the end, Saul says, you couldn't draw Mickey Mouse before. In just 30 minutes, now you've completely changed. In just 30 minutes of intentional, focused learning, in 30 minutes, you've picked up a skill that you did not know existed in you. How much could you change in a day? How much could you change in a week? How much could you change in a month, in a year, if you were just intentional and focused, right? If you just took the time to be curious, to learn, to try things that might be challenging or might seem hard on the outside. I mean, Saul just woke us all up. He woke us all up, especially as leaders. Because here's what I realized through Saul's whole session. I realized a lot of times as leaders, we're just telling people to go draw Mickey Mouse. Like go make those phone calls you need to make. Right? Go make some phone calls, go send out some texts, go make some videos, go post on social media. Right? We're just like, hey, go, we're basically just saying, hey, go draw Mickey Mouse. Even me with my son. I was thinking about this with his soccer. I'm trying to get him to have the discipline to practice by himself 18 minutes a day, right? So I'm like, well, son, go, 20 corner kicks to the left, 20 corner kicks to the right, 10 kicks in the center. Go run a mile. But I'm not taking the time to sit there with him and show him how to draw a line and show him how to draw an arch and show him how to shade a box and showing him how to swoosh a circle from the shoulder and not from the wrist. Or something tells me if I were to just take some very intentional time, not a lot, but some very intentional time, and instead of telling him to go outside and draw Mickey Mouse, to show him step by step how to draw Mickey Mouse, the results would be phenomenally different. So that's the lesson I took away, and that's what I'm going to apply in my life. Hopefully you took away a lesson as well. I was going to go into another speaker, but we're already 33 minutes in, so I'm not going to. I will download some more of those videos from the event today so that we have those for tomorrow, because I will be here tomorrow as well. But until then, go out, have an amazing, incredible, over-the-top, phenomenal day. And I'll see you back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We will do it all over again right here on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind, grind, grind. Hashtag Rise and Grind. Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world. It's so alarming. I hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind.